Hi, I'm Jack, crew chief of Bailey Cole Racing and racer at King of the Motors.
I'm Bailey. I break a lot of stuff and I think I'm pretty good job security.
I'm Amy and I have to look after these two.
I'm Justin.
I'm Acacia.
I'm Jake, and I got brought here by Dave to work on Bailey's car and help Jack out.
I'm Dave. I'm the media Jeep driver and race course interrupter.
I'm Zach, and I'm part of the pit crew.
I'm Jeremy, and navigate for Bailey and help Jack out where I can, prepping the cars.
I'm Brian. I was brought in to help build the RS1, pit crew captain.
So where did this start? It started a couple years back when Dave brought Jack and Amy over to work for Hammer King. And that was you were just out here to hang out vacation style, right?
Not really, we were here to volunteer, we worked our asses off, and then your dad asked if I wanted to be your crew chief. I had no idea what that was, so I said yes.
And then it's been all downhill ever since?
Yes, sir.
This year we had the great idea of racing every single race out here at King of the Hammers.
I think we only missed 1450. Or unlimited desert.
Class 11.
Class 11.
And 1450.
1450.
But 11 and 1450 raced during when we were racing, so.
Yeah.
First race was King of the Motos.
Yeah. So yeah, Justin wrote me into King of the Motos. I'm a desert guy, so that was pretty interesting. Hard enduro, I'd only done 10 to 15 times. I still made it a lap and 3 checkpoints, so that was a testament to the crew that was around me, the bike and the team, I guess crew again, and the training of the Get Dirty, Get Dirt bikes guys. It was insane.
It was cool to watch. I mean, what did we do last year? We just started with you borrowing a bike and helping me take down course, and I drug you through some of the worst rock canyons I could find to take down course.
Diabolical. It was actually way worse than that. We started on this side of Old Woman Springs. You're like, oh, this is hard enduro. I was like, hey, this is pretty good.
We took him to a waterfall and so.
No, and then next was hey, welcome to Dead Blow.
We'll get you hooked lightly. Then we have to sink the hook. So yeah.
No, I think it goes to show, you put the right partners together with the right crew, and you can do a lot in a short amount of time. And King of the Motos I drove out the next day to bead locks at 6 o'clock in the morning and getting a car together and then taking the car apart, putting it together and taking it apart again, and then racing it and having it finish the race. It's been a crazy week with a lot of talented people. So.
Turns out we're all kind of
No. And we like rocks.
I think is taking on a vehicle that nobody sitting here had any clue about, had never really worked on, had seen drive by as close as we did, and we put it together in a week.
What are some of the big issues that you guys have run into? Clearly this has not gone 100% to plan like you thought it would. Something has gone wrong and I don't actually know what it is. Do you care to elaborate?
So with the UTV, we got a different motor than we were expecting, a different transmission than we were expecting. None of the parts that came actually fit on the car, so then we had to modify that. None of the coolers or hoses fit. All the wiring had to be replaced. So literally every step we went forward, we were like, okay, now we got this piece and it's good. And then we realized we actually took 2 steps back because now we had to do 2 more things to get that one piece to work right.
And Bailey got behind the wheel and finished with it.
And we didn't throw a spanner on it.
and put it on the podium in open class.
So is that a good transition to our next race?
Well, there's only 2 other teams that can argue that they're better.
In one
If I'm
class.
real. open class.
Yeah, that's class we're racing.
Yeah.
I think you guys are skipping a really big part of that. You should talk about what the last 4 days, the first 4 days of last week looked like, because it's a lot more than just throwing together a race car. The car was together, and then we took it apart 2 more times. So I don't know who wants to.
The day before we left, the first test drive, drove around the block, worked great.
Jeremy flogged the out of it.
Did not go above 3 miles an hour.
Should have been 2. Should have been 2 miles
We
an hour.
did 11 minutes of betting the cams in. Jeremy flogged the out of it.
Come back.
It won't shift.
Won't come out of gear. Oh.
Yeah, got it to like, I don't know, 1,500 up here.
Night before we leave at midnight, pulling gearbox out of car.
For me to leave 6 o'clock in the morning to take it to our transmission guy.
Back to Oceanside.
Right, and it was loaded on the trailer when we did
And then put back in on the lake bed.
Do you know
the
what?
next day.
I'm going to blame Chad and Derek for that, because Chad said I'd be putting the car together on the lake bed.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, we did
Chad.
44 too though.
As we've said a couple times between us, every fault that we've created within ourselves, we found something else that needed to be fixed as a blessing in disguise.
There was a race ender.
Yeah, every time whether it be, doesn't matter what car it is, doesn't matter what we've touched, if we've broken something, it's some higher power saying, hey, you need to look at something else, and we found it. It's like a hidden bubble.
And let's be real, I was the breaker.
Who really wanted with me? I'm at the top, that's 1, not 2 or 3. This real life, baby, don't make believe. I just make it look easy like ABC. I'm on it 24/7, 25/8. I just pick up the pace and I violate. I eat it all up like a dinner plate.
Between us, everybody here, the connections we've had, the experiences we've had, have made a shit fight come together and finish well as a group. Like, it's not just what's sitting here, it's the sponsors, it's the friends, it's the connections, it's the past history of friends that we've all called to help when we haven't had it. We've put it all together.
Talking about shit talking cars though, Brian and myself sitting in the RP2, we're looking at the camera like, damn, he's gonna finish this race. Brian's like, this car's amazing, it's held together. Next thing you know, Bailey stops.
You know the worst part about that? After all the shit fight of us fighting to get that thing together, decking the head, making sure it was all working, literally not knowing if it was going to start the night before because you found that clunk and Jack was like, race over, we're done. I was like, well, the race is over, we're done. You guys fixed it.
You were going out on that track. Clunk or not.
Or finishing.
Yeah.
But all that fighting, and I started the morning with, I'm just going to flog this until it breaks, hopefully soon.
But yeah, that's the point there.
Walk so far.
And then it just kept going. It kept going, and it was so fun to drive. And after like the first lap, I was like, man, this is so fun. I like this car. And then we got in the rocks, and it worked way better than it should have.
Driving past people
Yeah,
in the rocks.
like just leaving them in the dust. Yep. And I remember coming literally over the top of Resolution and just thinking back on the day and being like, you know what? I actually really like this car. And it was like the world was like, F you. Wrong. And then I remembered I really hated that car.
One thing, thank God for modern technology. He was able to walk you through and diagnose exactly. Your brain is at race mode, and he was able to diagnose.
No. Credit where credit's due. Bailey literally calls me and he's like, "How do I disconnect these fans?" And I was like, "Yep, all right, sweet, here and here and here." And he's like, "Just to hear the fuel pump, right? You were trying to listen for the fuel pump." You never said that, but I picked that's what you were doing.
Yep.
And then I said, "Oh, flick the switch."
And I was like, I'm doing it.
Imagine if we left the original wiring in.
Done.
We wouldn't have known.
No.
But as soon as we found out it was fuel, like everybody scattered. Find a small jug. Find a bag. Find a strap. Water. Gatorade.
And then, bam, and then you forgot a fuel mat. Okay, bam.
Get on the radio. He can't hear us anymore. Drive over there so he can hear you. Tell him what he's allowed to do. But I honestly, one of the other really cool things, credit where credit's due, and he did it off his own back without anybody saying to it. Our media guy, Mitch, walked you the entire way, talked to you, kept with you, made sure your brain was still going the right way.
Yeah. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
not also forget we've got Bailey Cole, who's trying to sort his vehicle out at the moment, and we've got Phil Blurton, who'll be looking to sort his car out as well.
And Phil Blurton was having such a great run earlier on this morning.
Yeah, you can go from hero to zero in literally seconds here.
Still sad he didn't send it off backdoor though.
I really thought about it. If I didn't have still 2 gallons of gas because we got the slowest in the history of the world.
I can already hear Miles. Bailey Campbell has dropped backdoor and rolled the car 3 times.
And on fire.
I'm sorry. Something else we missed out for UTV race day was, obviously we pitted 5 cars, but one of the cars was Miley, the rookie.
Yeah.
And so that meant we had some extra crew.
Mm-hmm. The Jesse Combs Foundation, right?
Yeah.
You were dealing with that.
I did. And I don't know how it became my bag.
Female.
You said you were team manager. Them's the rules.
Them's the rules.
I think what Amy was getting at is like, we had multiple different times within the pits, and you could hear it over live feed. They respected everybody. The races so far, our pit crew has jumped in and helped multiple other teams without missing a beat, got those teams back up and gone. It's just another credit to the group that we're not self-absorbed. We help wherever we can.
Them's the rules.
Yeah, them's the rules.
Yeah, so today, EMC with the Bronco, that was, I think, the least problematic car this week.
It has been
the least problematic because
the motor did not have to come out of the Bronco this week.
Yes, it's true.
It lasted the entire race.
It did.
And it finished.
The boot
On the
was
podium.
still
Shout
there.
out to an entire roll of Gorilla Tape.
Two.
We use like
We had 3/4.
And 3 tubes of CV grease.
What I was trying to say before is like you guys were fast today. Like there's no
any
two
other
ways
year
about
we
it.
win.
Seriously.
Any other year we win.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Lovell on the other hand,
He was on a mission. And got
red mist.
Yep.
I thought he was
even
killing me
admitted.
at Tropical Thunder.
I thought he was killing himself.
Because I had nowhere to go and I was stuck between a Bronco and a Bronco.
And a big rock.
Yeah, pretty much.
And back-to-back win. All right, here we go. But this is what we were just talking about. Look at this. We are in bubble, pushing up on him hard. Now, Pam, who left the line win in that? So this is legitimately just a race, but look at this. Looks like Brad's trying to make a huge bottleneck issue. Look at this. Co-driver getting out, ready to pull some winch line. Now the question is that the right decision, or is Brad about to pull off a pass here? This is perfect. This is Brad Lovell and Bailey Cole, door to door in the rocks, trying to make that turn up through the bottom of Chocolate Thunder. And here we go. Brad Lovell makes the pass on Bailey Cole.
One flat in the wrong spot for him. One anything, like he rolled it in outer limits.
And if he had
managed to drive himself out of it.
If he had a roller going up.
Flopped. That's he's crushed the whole side of the Bronco.
Is that what happened? I saw the mirror was gone later in the
Done
day.
the same
That
NFL
was
we did.
the mirror was rolling into Bailey. He almost landed on Bailey's lap.
Yeah, we did all the door handle delete and everything, but you know what? Worked out.
It looked bad on the live feed, him trying to do idle hands, and he...
Idle issues?
Idle issues, sorry. Trying to get that last step, and it just slid, and then he rolled backwards, and he kept coming backwards, and I was like, oh, this could be bad. And he was on like 2 wheels, if not one at one stage.
So I was winching the last part to get literally 20 feet behind him.
Yeah.
And all I could see was Jeremy standing right in front of me and him just
Bouncing on 2 wheels.
and I was like,
I heard the crowd.
I'm gonna watch Brad roll down the mountain and crush Jeremy all at the same time. What is happening right now?
How good was that for the crowd though?
Yeah.
The live feed blew up and everyone was like, stop class, stop class, stop class.
We were in front of him for probably 45 minutes, at least, and he was pushing us through every trail.
Yeah. It was fun because we earned the pass. We found that
he held us up for a couple minutes. We got back in front of him.
I found one of my lines and
One of those
I drove
openings.
past him and
If he didn't stop, we were getting T-boned.
yeah. No, I just I shoved the door in. was one of those. Them's the rules.
We did miss out on. We actually did do another event. You raced an Ultra 3.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have to talk about that?
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules.
Yeah, so I did race Ultra 3. I got
trained all year.
Exactly like for hard enduro.
I think I did 5 laps the same day. And yeah, I got kicked out in the first bracket. But I tried my best, and I think we've already been talking, or I've already been talking with Justin and Brian. I think we're going to build a bike. We'll build a 70 track.
So when do you want to tell the story, or would you like me to tell the story?
Mitch, I think there's video of this too.
We find some 18s. We put the 40s on the 18s. We bolt them to the Tahoe. Then we go down sled.
Are there still big rocks after the
recover and just go race through Cougar Buttes?
Why are we doing this?
What? The Tahoe's sitting out there.
Speed runs through
Panicking.
Why? So, it was right when we got here. RS1 was still in pieces, not running correctly. Bronco was okay, and I think it was actually the night that the transmission blew up in the 44 car. So, all the shit was hitting the fan. Jack, trying to pick up all of our spirits, came up with the challenge of if we podium in the UTV class, which we didn't think we were even going to start at that point, if we podium in the Bronco, which we were hoping, that seemed possible.
Yeah.
And then top 10 in the 44 car, which also at that point seemed like a crapshoot.
We would approach your dad and see if we could do the gap jump in the Tahoe, and if he said yes.
Just a good old boy.
On that note, everyone has a very important place in the team. You've all found it, slotted into it, and Bailey and I appreciate all of it.
Thank you guys all for tuning in to this this circus. Here is our circus.
Thank you for having us.
This is your monkeys, Bailey. You gotta deal with this circus.
Like and subscribe. It really helps my channel.